Hi everybody, hope you're doing really well. We are getting through the Bible. We are close to the end. We're into the shorter letters, and we're going to look at another opener from a short letter in the Bible. It's 1 John, and unsurprisingly, 1 John chapter 1, verse 1. Here we go. We declare to you what we have heard from the beginning, what we have seen with our eyes, what we've looked at and touched with our hands, concerning the word of life. John wrote this letter to second generation Christians, if you like. By the time that he wrote this, he was a fairly old man. The people that he was writing it to were not people who had been in Jerusalem at Pentecost. They weren't the first generation Christians. They were the people that they had told. They were converts of converts, if you like. And so John is writing to people who didn't hear Jesus themselves, who didn't necessarily know the disciples at all. They might have heard the story of Pentecost, but they wouldn't have probably known any of the thousands that were gathered there on that day. They were people who came to faith later on. In a way, they are us. They are the viewers' words, the viewers' eyes in this situation. And as such, I think we can learn a great deal from this letter. John is one of the few remaining apostles. A lot of the others have already been killed because of the truth of the gospel. They've died because they were refusing to say that the emperor was God or that other gods were God, but instead said that Jesus was God. And here he gives a reason for telling them that. He says that he saw the truth with his own eyes. He heard Jesus speaking. He touched Jesus. He felt Jesus. He knows exactly who Jesus is. I've said it before, and I'm sure I'll say it again. The thing that makes Christianity so incredible is that it is rooted firmly in an historical person, in the figure of Jesus. Somebody who truly lived in Palestine 2,000 odd years ago, who was interacted with by all sorts of people from different stratas of society, different genders, different races, and he showed himself to be the creator of heaven and earth in a human body, one that we could interact with. You know, people sometimes say, well, if God is so amazing, why doesn't he show himself to us? He did. He did show himself to us in Jesus. He came amongst us so that we would be able to understand him, so that he wouldn't just be this distant figure, but would be someone that we could draw close to, who we could see with our eyes, who we could hear with our ears, who we could touch and feel and know was real. And John says that he's concerning the word of life. Now, you may remember from a previous video that in John's Gospel, the one named after him, then he begins it, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word was with God in the beginning. John spells it out here again. God is life. If you cut yourself off from God, you cut yourself off from life. Why would anyone do that? You know, there are all sorts of worldviews buzzing around out there. There are worldviews that people make up themselves, and they recognise that they're making it up. I'll have a bit of that religion over there, I'll have a bit of that spirituality over there, I'll have a bit of that societal norm over there. It's a jumble hodgepodge thing. They know that they've cobbled it together and they don't mean anything. It's just what they believe. There are other people who take hold of whatever worldview they happen to grow up in. They don't question it, they don't think about it, they just go along with what their parents have told them. End of story. There are other people who will choose from any number of different worldviews, faiths, philosophies. John says that he has interacted with the word of life. He wants to share that word of life with other people. That's why he wrote his letters, that's why he founded churches. This guy who grew up being called we followed Jesus being called a son of thunder, his fiery personality, who later mellowed to become known as the one who Jesus loved. He calls us, John calls us, Jesus calls us to follow God, to put our worldview at God's disposal, to trust in the one who is the author of life, the one who created life in the first place, who made it, who keeps it going, who will be there when it all finishes. Are you going to follow the one who is God in a body, the one who John could hear and see and touch, the one who ate with disciples that he had created? Put your trust in Jesus. And I'll see you on Sunday. God bless.